You've put yourself in this entrepreneurial state of mind that at this point in life, nothing phases you other than what you believe in yourself.
If you like me, thank you. If you don't like me, thank you. It means the same thing to me. Victory's as important as the setbacks. It's divine discontentment.
It's almost poetic the way you say it.
A lot of people are trying to get money so they don't have to work. I don't want to not work. I love to work. You take that money, invest it in something over here, and be broke again. And repeat that activity until you look over here and you got a stack of assets and you're still broke.
What is it that motivates you every morning? Thank you so much for joining us, Grant, today. For me, this is a bucket list ticked off. I've reached a milestone that I've got to meet you today. And I'm truly honored to have you on Rising Sharjah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. And it's part of my bucket list to be here and to be meeting people in the region and making new friends. And hopefully, we just started a business here, by the way. We just opened a business license here. So we're very, very excited about coming into the region and providing services and help and anything that we can do here to help people be more inspired and more successful. We're happy to do it.
That's amazing. More power to you. I want to pick your brains today on something that our viewers want to know. What is it that motivates you every morning? What makes you wake up and get ready for the day?
You know, it's not things that motivate me. It's purpose and potential. It's like I'm interested in looking in the mirror and saying, I'm not very satisfied with myself most of the time. Most of the time, I'm very dissatisfied, divinely discontent with who I am and what I've accomplished.
Right.
I don't get satisfied very easily. I don't get surprised very much. I expect a lot from my life. And until I get that, I'm going to keep pushing myself. So it's how my two daughters feel about me. It's how my wife feels about me. It's how my employees feel about me, my customers. But more important than all that, how do I feel about me? It's not the plane, the money, people knowing me, or what you think of me as much as what I think of me.
That's amazing. I think you've put yourself in this entrepreneurial state of mind that I believe at this point in life, nothing phases you other than what you believe in yourself.
When you get known, right, there's going to be a lot of criticism and judgments. And there's also with fame or any kind of level of fame or notoriety or celebrity, there's also the accolades and, oh my God, let's get a photo. None of them mean anything to me, by the way. Like, you know, if you like me, thank you. If you don't like me, thank you. It means the same thing to me. So to the point that people, they don't like criticism, right? If you're introverted because someone criticizes you or because you said something wrong or did something wrong, to the same degree, you can be accoladed, meaning, oh my God, Grant, I love you. You're awesome. Both of those are dangerous, by the way. You loving me or you hating me, two extremes, they're both dangerous. Neither one really matter to me too much. Right. What matters to me is what I think of me. And I remember I was a young man. I was probably 23, 24 years old. And a manager came to me and told me what my target was. Your target this month is X. And I thought to myself, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not even close to what my potential is. The teacher could have done it. The parent could have done it. Your brother, sister, the peers. Nobody knows your potential but you. And unfortunately, most people don't spend the time learning and becoming aware of even what their own potential is. And so the way I do that is I look at what other people are achieving. And I believe that if you can achieve something, regardless of what the situations are, you know, I believe that if you can achieve something, anyone can, like if Elon Musk can achieve what he's achieved, I know he's Elon, he's probably a genius. I don't know, maybe he's got some disability or some weirdness or whatever. I'm not as smart as him, right? I don't have access the way he does. I'm not that smart. But if he can do it, I can do it. I just see this many people on the planet doing something so extraordinary. I'm like, why can't I do something extraordinary? And it haunts me, actually. A man told me once, he's like, it's divine discontentment. You are divinely discontent.
I think you've put it, it's almost poetic the way you say it. I want to know from you, is there a pivotal moment in your life that set you up on the path that you are on today?
I mean, I've been asked about the one moment. Everybody wants to know, what's the one thing? See, if there's one thing, understand that in about 21 days, there better be another thing. Otherwise, you're not going to keep growing. So for me, I can show you a bunch of pivotal points. I lost my dad when I was 10. I lost a quarter when I was 8. Like if you ask me, I could show you all these things. I remember I lost 25 cents when I was 8 years old in a manhole, in a big street manhole. My dad gave me a quarter, told me to go to the store. I lost a quarter, came home crying. My dad said, never play with money. Never play with money. It was a massive lesson. And then my grandfather grabbed me. He says, never go anywhere with 1/4. And I was like, oh my God, those 2 lessons.
Right.
Like that was one lesson, right? I had a drug problem at the age of 15 years old. A man in the community, I lost my dad when I was 10. The drug dealer literally introduced me to drugs. I'm not blaming him, but I had a drug problem. When I recovered from drugs, that was a major moment for me. The day I left that treatment center for drug addiction, and the next day when I was at work, I decided I would never, ever do drugs again. The counselor in the drug facility said, you will be back. I said, why do you think I'm coming back? I'm never coming back here. He says, yeah, because you're powerless and you don't have control and you're an addict and you have a disease. I'm like, I don't have a disease. I made a bunch of bad choices for 10 years with the wrong people. I will never be back here again. He's like, yeah, but you want to be famous and you want to write books and you want to be rich and you want to help people. He's like, all those cause drug addicts to have problems. I'm like, bro, I'm never coming back here ever. Okay. Well, that was a pivotal moment. The fact that he said I would be back there. The next day when I went to work and decided free time was my problem. Drugs were not really my problem. It was that I had too much free time and some dumb person offered me drugs, right? Some evil intentioned person offered me drugs and I had too much free time. So the moment I decided when I was 26 years old, I will no longer have free time. Free time is the devil for me. And so I try to keep my schedule very full. That was a moment. When I got married, that was a moment. When I had my first kid, that was a moment. Like there's all these tiny little moments, more moments than there have been setbacks. My recipe for people is, look, have more success than you have setbacks. Everybody wants to be popular and say, they learn more from failing and life is a journey. Okay, maybe it is. I don't know if it is or not. I'm not philosophical like that, but I would just say that success is vital and it's important. People need to make succeeding and winning and victories as important as the setbacks.
Right.
And I think our society today is now starting to glamorize depression and problems and, oh, you got to go up and down. I don't have to go up and down. I'm not a yo-yo. I'm a spiritual being capable of anything I put my mind to. I want to go like this. I want to keep going like this. I don't have to do this. I'm not an animal, right? That's just responding. I'm not a rabbit that goes up and down. I'm out of food. I've got to get food. I'm out of food. No, I'm a human being that's capable of tremendous potential and possibility. And so like the depression thing, I don't buy the depression thing. I don't have time for depression. I don't need to be happy every moment of every day. I need to be going someplace. So my prescription, if I was a doctor, is stay busy, eat good food, hang around great people, get rid of bad people, and never settle for less than you deserve. Just keep pushing yourself to be better.
I think that's amazing advice. It was just leading me to my next question. What advice would you give someone who has limited means but has dreams of getting rich?
Well, look, I have limited means today. I have no money on me right now, not a penny. Okay, so I always operate with limited means because I don't really put any value on money. I started with no money. I started with no credit. Started with no friends. Started with no celebrity. Started with no experience. Started with no wisdom. I didn't have any successes. Nobody knew me. I'm like, okay, so what? I'm broke, but I'm not broken. So I know people that are rich and broken. And I know people that have everything they want and they can't do anything for themselves. So I'm not a broken man, right? So I don't, the money, the gold, the Bitcoin, whatever, the real estate, that's not really who I am. My actions are who I am. To me, the spiritual and the material universe should not be disconnected. I shouldn't be, at least for me, right? I shouldn't be a spiritually evolved man and broke. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would I not have prosperity? Why would I not flourish? And if you have the strategy, if you have a commitment first, and then you have the strategy. I was telling the audience today I did this TV show in America where I got dropped off in a town and I didn't have any money. They gave me $100, an old truck, and they took my phone away. I couldn't contact my friends. And I knew that I would be able to build another business in that town. I knew no one. I couldn't use my name. And I knew I could, because I had the strategy. I knew I could build $1 million business.
Right.
So, you see, they tried to take everything away from me, but how can you? A truly wealthy person is wealthy because they know what they're going to do next. and they know they can do something next, and they know the right thing to do. That's true wealth. I don't need money. I need people though, because I don't want to do stuff in a vacuum. Like me having a strategy and not having somebody to rub up against, to communicate with, to work with. I need people more than any other thing in life. I need people to interact with and to engage with, and to figure out, how do I satisfy your needs? How do you satisfy mine? How do we work together? If I want to create something to solve a problem, or I want to create money, or I want to have wealth, whatever it is. So I would just tell the people out there that if you don't have anything, don't let that be your excuse, right?
Right.
Okay, because as soon as I get something, if you give me $1 million today, I'm going to take the entire $1 million and I'm going to go invest it in something else, and I'm going to have nothing in front of me again. So I'm going to get rid of this as soon as I can. What most people do is they get money and they try to save it. I don't save money. I take money, your money, somebody traded money with me to do something. I take the money and I invest it in something over here, and I don't have any money again. And I think a lot of people are trying to get money so they don't have to work. I don't want to not work. I love to work. I like the challenge. It's the game of work. That's what I would tell the person that wants to be rich. Be broke, not broken. Get somebody else's money for something. You drove a car, you're in a restaurant, you serve food, you got a tip, whatever the deal. You worked in a hotel, you got their money. You take that money, invest it in something over here, and be broke again. And repeat that activity until you look over here and you got a stack of assets and you're still broke.
I think this was one of the most enriching conversations I've ever had. It's even given me a lot of food for thought to go back and think and do something with those savings. Because, coming from the Indian subcontinent, we've been raised that save your money. I think it's been a moment for me.
Yeah, if you look at like saving money is an impossible task.
Right.
If you look at the whole planet, 8 billion people, they're all attempting to save money,
right,
and they're still not getting ahead.
Yeah.
If you look at the wealthy people, they don't save money. They do this. They buy assets. They invest their money. They own stocks. They own companies. They own real estate. If you really study money, money is mass produced. Like, money is not a natural, normal product. Dates are a natural product. Money is not. It is completely fabricated. It is printed by machines. It's already digital today. So it's an endless amount of digital currency on the planet. And then I give you some and you're like, I need to save this. Saving money is an impossible task.
Right.
But it benefits the banks.
Right.
So when you trade time for money, you get money, then you bring it to a bank. The bank drops it off at the microphone bank, the bank of microphone, and the bank of microphone then lends it out to other people that borrow that money that you dropped off there. So nobody's actually saving the money, right? So, but that was what we told people to do. The finance community said, you guys should save your money so they could actually have a product to sell. And then, like buying a house, right? I mean, I see people go to school, they get a job, they get good at their career, they get a bonus, and then they go buy a house for themselves. It's the incorrect order. You should get a job, get money, buy a business or buy investments, and let those businesses or investments, once they're, keep investing in those until those are buying your house where you live.
I think you've left us, all of us, our viewers, everyone here today, with a lot of food for thought. Maybe a lot of us have to go back and, reevaluate where we put our money. And with that brings us to a wrap. I can't take up too much of your time. Thank you so much for being here.
If I shared something with your audience that you immediately say he's wrong about, that should be the thing that your audience should look at. Okay, I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm here to help people along. And I know in my life, the things I have said no to immediately when somebody shared something with me, I'm like, that can't be right. Those are the things. Those things that I have the biggest reaction to have always been the biggest doorways for my change and self-improvement.
Thank you so much for your pearls of wisdom.
Thank you.